So the left-hand one is kind of your before,
Yeah.
okay? Your right-hand one's the after. It's a bit blurry now, just it will sort of unblur as the video starts playing through, okay? But shoulders there a little bit leveled off. This right arm now you can see kind of bending in towards your middle area of body. The fact your hand's sort of in the middle there means if you put a line across there, there's kind of your right arm, yeah? So your left arm's got a nice hang there, and almost extended, but because your shoulders haven't got the tilt we need to get us on, your right arm, only way it can fit on, because it's higher than the left hand, is bend your right arm. If we were to push this shoulder up a little bit, it would allow the right arm to be a little bit more in an extended position, okay? So the hands are going to stay in that sort of straight line there, from shoulder to hand to the golf ball, almost a nice straight line there, okay? And you're making a nice little tilt there with the shoulders. Now then, swing-wise, once you're in a better position, what we did in the past was the club went back, very much kind of lifted up there. I mean, body's not really moved at all now, and you see the club now lifted very, very close to your head there. A lot of bend, a lot of lift, and just the hand. I mean, your knuckles on your right hand now are kind of on top of the club, but the knuckles on here are kind of over here. So you've moved your hands all over the place. That club's going to twist. If you've got two hands fighting each other because they're going in different directions, bringing that club back to the golf ball, it could be any direction. More often, that's going to be aiming over there to the right, and then you try to swing the golf club back to the left, which then results in top shots or whatever. So look at that backswing, kind of how close you are there now, and your grip losing pressure. From here now, the focus is to try and push that club away, okay? So your right arm there now is a little bit more kind of extended. The hands are away from your chest there. You can see the club there sort of all collapsing here. As you go back further, the grip now is kind of maintained. Both knuckles on each hand are kind of facing in that direction, yeah? Whereas this one here now, okay, as you go back, you can also see the gap there between your left hand there, just losing grip pressure. Hands a bit all over the place, if truth be told. And when you come back to the golf ball here now, your club now has changed and the ball's going to go a long way right, and off to the right it goes. This one here now with the club facing a better position, now we can come back, obviously a lot squarer to the golf ball. You can see a nice kind of extended line from lead shoulder to the golf ball there. Very, very good. And then through to target with, in theory, a lot less of a swing and a lot less effort, but the ball's going further and straighter, just because you're getting better contact, okay? So your main focus to start with is building that sort of setup, okay? Start off with the club down by your right side there. So this arm now is just hanging from the shoulders.
That's a really good tip.
Yeah. Then this hand comes underneath by this shoulder going down. You tilt that shoulder. We don't move the shoulder forwards to the golf ball. You've got to keep your chest. So your chest now, if I'm facing there, exactly, So if your arms are level, basically like a tip there. So if you put yourself back in that position again, so next way towards me, come this way. So put your left hand on your left thigh and now slide your left hand down to your left knee. That's how you tilt, okay? What we don't want to do is go here and go forwards to the golf ball, okay? So this shoulder's going to come underneath there. Your hands are still going to be in front there set up. So this arm now is in more of a hang at address. And then from there, as you go back, you're able to kind of take the shoulders back and move the club, the hands and the arms kind of in sync together. Rather than just lifting up here and this elbow kind of pulling back and just adding a lot of variance in the swing, So the shoulder. Now again, with this, and again, if you get that chance down the driving range, if you go to Bridgend Golf Course, I'm guessing you're on the range there, when you're down the range, film some swings if you can with your mates or on the phone, from face on. Send them through to me and say, right, how's it look? Because there will be a potential where you'll set up there one day and you've been told, oh, you must get your left shoulder lower, must get this shoulder down. I might come back and you might have a look at me and your shoulders are kind of like, way, and you've gone way too far. It could happen. I'm not suggesting it will do, but a lot of times people, they try so hard to improve, they just go the other end of the spectrum. You were too levelled off and your arm was bending. You might end up being too much the other way, which puts stress on your back. So feel free, if you're down the range and balls, even on the golf course with your mates, just say, I'll film a swing from face on, email it through to me, WhatsApp it through, whatever it needs to be, it's in the size of the file, and I can then look at that and go, that's good, or actually, you've gone too far, or actually you've gone back to your old swing, which is potential. We could see the beast both ways. It's just keeping track of that progress, make sure you're doing the right things. For me, most of good golf shots come from good setup. If you start off in a bad position, by virtue of being in the wrong position, you've got to swing the club incorrectly to compensate for that mistake, And there'll be days when you do that, but consistency, it's all over the place, and it's going to put more stress on your body. You grip it quite tight, your hands and your fingers will probably be quite sore when you're playing golf. You're putting stress on your joints and your arms there unnecessarily. So getting a better setup sequence-wise with that right hand, shoulder's going to come underneath, hand goes down the leg. Now you sort of set your feet apart and then you step, you create this kind of tilt now from here. It's a lot easier to push that arm and the club away because the club goes back here now. You can keep that grip pressure. Whereas before, you sort of took it back and just lifted your arm. So you change, and that's the thing, you were basically chopping wood, just basically up and down, and the club would change sort of direction. The shot's going to go all over the place, So pushing that club away, getting that shot down. As the club goes back to my hands here now, your grip positions are the same. The club now is more toe up rather than what it was before, face down. Now that club comes back to goal, it's got a chance of coming back to goal ball fairly square, Okay, mate, makes sense?
Yeah.
Good man, I'll have a couple more in, buddy.